Jane Roberts was a New Age pioneer who channeled a spirit known as Seth. Roberts sold more than 1 million copies of her books and inspired many.
And we borrowed a Ouija board. We didn't even buy one. And after, I forget, once or twice or something, we started to get stuck on the board. And after only maybe 5 or 6, 7 sessions with that, Seth came through vocally. I would start to know what was going to be said, and then I would start to want to speak.
Okay.
Well, after the board session stopped, as they did very quickly, I just began speaking the words automatically for Seth without knowing what I was saying.
Some may find it interesting that the name Seth is synonymous with the Egyptian god Set, and in the realm of the occult, Set is one of the infernal names of Satan.
These volumes were channeled to her by a demonic spirit she called Kuthumi, and she actually traveled to Tibet, to India, and she claims that she actually went to Tibet and actually met her master there.
And I'm just telling you what she said. She said, they are Pleiadians, and they have brought you here to do something. And you are ultimately going to be a emissary, was the word, an emissary for them. They're going to channel through you. They're going to use you, and they will speak through you.
David Icke, the former footballer, television presenter and Green Party spokesman, hit the headlines when he claimed that spirit forces had chosen him to lead a campaign to save the world.
I am in contact and in communication with those at the highest levels of creation who are passing on this information. You see, you're shaking your head, my friend.
Can I ask you then, you're saying you're in contact with the highest communications. Would that be God, or...?
But with the being we call the Godhead, certainly.
There are scores of rock paintings which date back far in time. This sketch represents Wandjina, the legendary goddess of the Milky Way. She too came from heaven to instruct the children of Earth, one model for these deities found on all continents, in Australia, in America, in Africa, in Europe, in Asia.
It's another piece of evidence that the ancient astronaut theorists use as proof that we were visited in the past.
This stone deity, say the Maya, represents Kukulkan, who came from the stars and returned there.
For a primitive society, the belief in God develops through contact with civilization technologically more advanced than their own. So, can we say that our current deistic religions are probably the result of contact with our ancestors and intelligent beings from space?
The more literal version is the idea that Jesus is strictly alien.
have only recently discovered the key to our genetic structure, the twisting coils of DNA. But here is the same depiction on a Sumerian artifact from 5,000 years ago. It illustrates the process by which the Anunnaki jumped the gun on evolution and created Homo sapiens.
All the evidence suggests that human beings, as we know them, did not originate on this planet, but have come to this Earth from other planets.
We came from outer space, that we are the direct descendants of the intelligent people who landed here a long time ago.
John Michael Greer in the New Encyclopedia of the Occult notes, quote, Satan has a possible echo in theosophic lore, where the Lord of the world, the spiritual ruler of the earth, and the head of the Great White Lodge is Sanat Kumara, a lord of the flame who descended to earth from Venus in a fiery chariot some 6 million years ago, unquote. He is the king of the fallen angels, spirits from higher spheres, who descended among primitive mankind of the third race to develop in man and endow him with his self-conscious mind, or manas, unquote.
Now, is it really true, now tell me the truth, that you personally have met Jesus and Muhammad and Buddha?
Yes, this is the important part. These people...
But you've seen them with your own eyes?
Of course, and I was speaking to them like I speak to you now. They invited me to their planet in 1975, and the prophet was still alive. Buddha, Jesus, Muhammad were there, and it was just a party. It's necessary to understand these people came on the earth a very long time ago. They built big laboratories, and in these laboratories, thanks to DNA and genetic combination, they created all life on earth. In the beginning, the original Bible, you can find one very easily. It's not written the first day God did that, but the first day Elohim did that. The second day Elohim did that. And in Hebrew, Elohim means those who came from the sky.
Elohim. In Hebrew, El stands for God, Elah stands for God, Elohim is a plural form to say with awe, respect and reverence, plural of respect.
The messages explain our origin, how we were created scientifically in laboratories, how the prophets, so-called prophets, were just messengers like Moses talking at the top of the Mount Sinai with Elohim, with one of the Elohim, and that now it's time to understand, stop believing and start to understand. Through science we can become gods ourselves, and we can start to create life, and that we can enter a new age.
I have concluded, as has Zecharia Sitchin, that the human race has probably been seeded here by high intelligence civilizations from other places.
Saying that Zecharia Sitchin is a member of what? The Illuminati?
Absolutely. Zecharia Sitchin is a member of the New World Order used to spread deliberate disinformation. Zecharia Sitchin met with Corrado Balducci. Who is Corrado Balducci? Corrado Balducci is not only the official spokesman for the UFO in the Vatican. You understand? This is just a front. Who is he? He's a demonologist, the biggest exorcist in the Vatican.
Right.
That should already make you think, okay, there is a connection here between the alien myth and the demonology.
Mm-hmm.
the main message that Seth is trying to say is that people are gods in training.
The universe. We don't have anymore to be afraid to die, because we are eternal. We are eternity. There is no God.
These demonic beings will convince those who are spiritually blinded to the truth that they were our creators, that they were our creators.
Basically, everyone in the room is going to die, except for Shah, who has an unbreakable faith in God. Everyone gets killed except for Shah. The engineer just stares at her as she runs away. Shah is the only true believer in an afterlife, in other words, heaven.
It could come about in the following way. It could be that at some earlier time, somewhere in the universe, a civilization evolved by probably some kind of Darwinian means to a very, very high level of technology and designed a form of life that they seeded onto perhaps this planet. And that designer could well be a higher intelligence from elsewhere in the universe. But that higher intelligence would itself have had to have come about by some explicable or ultimately explicable process. It couldn't have just jumped into existence spontaneously.